Welcome to Community Spotlight. On this show, we love showcasing local businesses and entrepreneurs that truly bring our cities to life. Today, I have Miss Maria Howard from Old Republic here, and we're going to talk about home warranty. Why is it important and what is it, right?
Exactly.
Thank you, Maria, for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. This is exciting. I felt very honored. We don't get asked this very often, so I felt so thrilled.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
So why don't we just dive in? Let's talk about, for homeowners unfamiliar with home warranty, how would you explain the concept and the importance of home warranty?
Well, thank you. That's a great question. The difference between home warranty is that we're actually covering the internal function of a home.
Okay.
Like appliances, electricity, the water heater, the plumbing, anything that is functional inside a home, dishwasher, microwave, stove, those are all very important of the functionality of a home. So anything outside of the home, the exterior, like sprinklers, the whatever you have outside, that is not a covered item under home warranty.
Okay, so home warranty is different from hazard insurance because everyone gets confused.
Yes, it is. Hazard insurance is typically your big items, things that are catastrophic, a weather, a storm, conditions that happen, that the big surprise. You know, here's a hurricane, knocks down the roof, walls, whatever that is. Fire damage, flood. Yes.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. There are different other home warranty companies out there. So what makes Old Republic different, special? Why Old Republic?
Well, that is an additional great question. The reason I chose working with Old Republic is the culture that they have.
Okay.
I believe in their mantra, people helping people. We work very hard to make sure that the customer, our agents, understand the process and the procedures. The other thing I like about Old Republic is we really strive on education. The more information that I bring to you, it helps you make the best decision in representing your clients. If I can toot my horn just a little bit, working with me makes a big difference because I take what I do very serious.
We appreciate that here, by the way.
Thank you. Follow-up, phone calls, showing up, being supportive, and returning the calls to their customers. That is the caveat for our business. And that's the things that they teach us. So that's why I feel our company is very much superior.
How long have you guys been around?
We are now celebrating this year, May, 50 years.
Wow.
5 years.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And then Old Republic International, which is the corporate umbrella over all our divisions, we celebrated 100 years last year, and we rang the bell at the New York Wall Street, Wall Street. That is super great. So they're very solid. They've been around for a long time. And again, value proposition for us is essential.
Okay. All right. For the homeowners out there or first-time buyers, how does the claim process work? Is it easy to go through the claim process? Do they call you? Do they call an 800 number? Talk to our viewers about that.
Okay, there's two ways of placing a service claim. One, you may call the 1-800 number, which is available on our landing page on our website. The second one is that, believe it or not, a homeowner can go on our Home Central page and create an account.
Interesting.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. And by doing the Home Central, a homeowner can process a claim without having to go to the 800 number, and they can actually track the prognosis of the status of where it's at. That is a very interesting feature that a lot of people don't know.
I did not know that. So that's great. I like that.
So yes, that's how they can process call in a claim.
Okay. So I know you briefly mentioned some of the appliances, but for the first-time buyers out there, they just bought a property, they have home warranty. Sometimes they forget they even have a home warranty policy. Specifically, what appliances do you guys cover?
Good. Well, we cover the dishwasher, the microwave, the stove. We also cover the washer, dryer, and refrigeration. We cover the wine cooler refrigerators. Some of those more luxurious homes that have
The
built-in,
built-ins.
the built-ins on the outside, they can get coverage for the outside refrigerator. If they have a refrigerator inside the garage area, that is an additional coverage as well. So there's many ways to layer your coverage with Old Republic.
Could the client customize the coverages to their liking, or is it just set like specific packages?
We have specific packages,
Okay.
but if there's specific features in a home, let's just say you have a home that's a luxury home and they have one of those fancy pools, right?
Okay.
We cover saltwater pools. Let's say we have a home on a water heater that energy efficiency these days, right? We have tankless water heaters. So they can ask specific questions to the features and we can help them customize something and select the best plan for the homeowner so that they're getting the maximum coverage for their home.
So the coverage typically when we're negotiating on behalf of our buyers is the seller pays for the 1-year policy.
Correct.
Now, if the client wants to continue the policy, is it the same fee? Is it a little less? Is it a little more? How does that work?
So upon renewal, they usually get a notice from Old Republic for the renewal notice. And of course, the second year will be slightly more than the first year. But this is where I come in. You as my client who's been utilizing me for many years, you call me up and say, hey, Maria, my buyer's up for renewal. Is there a way that we could offer them the first year's rate on the second year? I will evaluate, go to my management team, and most likely we can get that for the buyer on the second year.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So when a repair is needed, how does the process work for selecting service providers? Like, does the homeowner have a say in who they want to work with, or you guys have your select service providers and that's it?
So we have our outside contractors.
Okay.
So we have a division with Old Republic, what we call our compliance division. And what we do is that division actually selects the outside contractors and they vet them.
How? I was going to ask. That was going to be one of my follow-up questions.
Okay, so how they vet them is that there's a questionnaire we sent to them. There's a lot of steps for the process. I'm not completely certain of all the steps, but I know they're there and it does take a while. Once that's been approved, they are now one of our contractors that we sent out. Now, we have contractors in every demographics. So let's just say the property is in Glendale, but there isn't very many selections in Glendale. Usually the homeowner can call us and say, is it okay that I get an outside authorized contractor? But that has to go through the proper channels to get that approved. Okay, if there is a contractor they would like to use and they have a relationships, we ask that you send that information to us. I send it in to see about getting an approval. It's not always cookie cutter, the process on the contractors, because each situation may vary. So we look at each individual case by case, and we just talk to you, ask you the questions, and then we try to help you on that end. If for some reason the contractor, there's a misconduct or they didn't appreciate the follow-up with them, again, as my client, you let me know. And what I do is ask for a second opinion or see if I can get somebody else to the property.
Okay.
So that open line of communication between your homeowner to you and you to me is imperative.
It's a team effort.
100%. Exactly. And that's what we do.
So let's just say a water heater needs to be changed. Okay. And it's going to cost, I don't know, $1,000. But now my client wants to change it to tankless. Could they take the $1,000 credit and then they pay the difference and get a tankless?
Yeah. So we have a cash out, what we call cash out.
Let's talk about the cash out.
Yeah. The cash out will, let's just say a homeowner has a certain type of brand, whatever that is, on the refrigerator. We'll use the refrigerator as an example.
Fair enough.
So a refrigerator, we have a plan limit. So let's just say the homeowner decides, I really like the fact that you're going to replace my fridge for features like for like, but I've been wanting this type of refrigerator and I really would like to upgrade. Well, you let me know and I'll ask and we'll get a cash out. He takes the money and then he uses that money and applies it and pays the difference for the appliance that he would like to have.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good.
so that is available.
Okay. What if I'm playing devil's advocate here?
Okay, sure.
My clients bought a property. The AC is a little outdated, but it works perfectly. During the inspection, no problems. And 6 months later, a year later, stops working.
Okay.
How does that play out?
Okay, so
Yeah, that's my your face.
okay, it's interesting you asked this question because I actually did a class today earlier on this specific topic.
Okay.
So the home inspection, as you know, is good for the present day.
Correct.
It's not applicable. Now, home inspection companies may give you a warranty 3-4 years later down the road, but it's applied for that day only because we know very well tomorrow, the next day, something could go wrong,
Exactly.
correct? So what happens in those situations is, as long as the unit, we don't go by age, we don't discount something because an appliance or something is old.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, age is not a factor in determining coverage. So what we do is, in the event that the item failed due to normal wear and tear, there was no improper installation. Now that's another layer of home warranty, which is a little bit more deeper, and secondary damages. Okay. Secondary damages, let's just say something stopped working because something caused it to stop working. That is not a covered item. Okay. Lack of maintenance is important. That means the homeowner must have responsibility for maintaining the items in his home, like the charging system on the HVAC, whatever that is, your maintenance, just like when we go to the dentist, 6 to a year, right? That's the same principle applied to appliances.
So as long as they've been maintaining it
100%.
in good faith,
Exactly.
Age doesn't matter at that point.
Age is not a determining factor.
Good to know. Maria, I got a great question for you, okay? Does Old Republic provide any guidance or resources to homeowners for regular maintenance to prevent future issues?
Yes. On our landing page, we have a how-to. It's very easy to use. You go to our website. There's tabs at the top. They give you guidelines as when things should be checked and be done. Okay. In addition to that, on our brochure, many people don't know this, but on the back of our page, it says things you should know. We actually have black and white here, things you should know in our brochure. Many people don't read that and don't know that that's there.
Correct.
In addition to that is what you need us, when you need us, how to call us, what to do. All the processes right here in black and white. The last thing is limits of liability, how that all takes place. So it is very clearly illustrated on these brochures and we hand them out. We actually encourage agents when they go close their files and they hand the keys over to the buyer, hand them a brochure.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are the do's and don'ts.
We have it actually in our buyer consultation packages. We always have this in there.
Perfect.
So it's good for our clients to kind of get educated.
Well, you're ahead of the game.
We try. All right. So my next question is, what are the most common reasons for a claim to be denied? And how can a homeowner avoid these situations?
Okay, so there's 3 reasons.
Okay.
And I mentioned earlier one of the answers was improper installation, lack of maintenance, and secondary damages. Secondary damage is something that caused something to fail other than normal wear and tear.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Is it something that the homeowner does themselves or just naturally it happens? I'm confused.
Okay, so what happens, let's like I said, the HVAC, the coolant. Okay. It's very important that he keeps that going, the filters. Sure. That's part of his routine maintenance that he does his own check at home. Okay, so if he lets that charging system go really low, guess what's going to happen? The unit's going to die. Makes sense. But it didn't die because of normal wear and tear. It's because you failed to keep up the maintenance. That's one of the reasons. Improper installation could mean an electrical panel that is not adequate in the amps to service that home. Okay, that happens a lot. In my house, believe it or not, we have a in our electrical box, short circuits. Because on one side of the kitchen, if you put on the microwave along with the coffee pot, everything blows. So I have to be real careful. I'm just kidding. But that's kind of an example of how that works. Another one is, let's just say the HVAC unit is 2 tons. Now, I believe there is the tonnage with the square footage that it covers coolant and heat, air conditioning and heat in a home. So let's just say the tonnage is not sufficient to keep that house cool or heat or warm during those seasons. Well, guess what happens to that unit? It's running and running and running.
More energy.
Eventually it's going to die. It's just not going to work. So that is improper installation. So that's an example. And the last one, of course, lack of maintenance. And that's everything in your home.
Everything in life is like that too.
Right? We get to go to the dentist twice a year, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you guys come out, when the technician comes out, is there objective to change the unit, since we're talking about the AC units, or is it try to fix it first? And if they can't fix it, then you guys change the unit. How does that work?
Well, of course, I'm not a technician, but typically what happens is the tech will assess and do the diagnosis. He will decide whether a unit is merited to be replaced because it's on its last leg. It's run its lifespan. It's done. Non-repairing is going to give it more life. So again, it is upon the diagnosis from the technician that he reports to us.
It's case by case. So
case by case, yes.
Every home is different. Every situation is different.
Every situation, yes.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to share with our viewers that I did not ask you that you feel like is valuable they should know about?
I think the most important thing is understanding the brochure and what's in it.
Okay.
And each of these pages, I highly recommend.
Can they download the brochure? Is it
Yes,
on the website?
yes.
What's the website?
Okay, so the website is www.orhp.com. On our landing page, at the very top, you'll see a tab that says Real Estate Professionals. Click on that tab. It will open up another box, and it'll see brochures. You open up that tab and scroll down, and you'll look for the state that you are in. Because remember, every state is different. Right. You look for California, you click on that, and we have both brochures in English and in Spanish at the moment. And so these brochures can be downloaded to your phone. In case you didn't know this, if those of you who are Apple users, there is an app on your phone that's built into the phone that's called iBooks. You can download this on your phone. So it's to your fingertips, right? And it'll tell you what are the coverages, what we cover, what we do not cover. So these bullet points in here are very essential to understand. And again, if you don't understand and you come to a fork in the road, like, what do I do now? You have your expert agent here, Mike, your expertise. You call him up and he gets in touch with me and we get the ball rolling and we answer your questions to eliminate any of your concerns.
Thank you, Maria. Appreciate that. Well, thank you for being here. I'm sure our viewers learned a lot about home warranty, how it works, and why it's important to have. I sure appreciate your support. I know our clients do, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And, you're one phone call away, as always. So
yes, I am. That. Thank you very much. It was great.
Take care, guys.
Bye.